everybody. So you're going to need one piece of card that is 7 by 10. Now on this, we're going to do some score lines, then do some measuring, then do some more score lines. So you want to mark, you want to score at 2.5 all the way, top to bottom, and then at 4 inches top to bottom, at 6 inches top to bottom, and at 7.5 top to bottom. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn this side on. Actually, no, let's do it this way first. So I'm going to make a little mark along the top, and we want to mark at 3.25 and at 6 3/4. So at 3.25 and at 6 3/4. I'm going to do that top and bottom. And then what we're going to do, we're going to come down 1.5 inches. So you'll line up your ruler with the top mark and the bottom mark. So you're coming down 1.5, make a mark this way, and then coming up 1.5. So at 1.5 and 5.5, make a mark, and the same on this line here. So again, 1.5, make a mark, 5.5, make a mark, like that. And I'm going to get rid of my scoreboard for this bit. I do need to do another score line, but I'm going to use a cork board, because what we need to do now is we need to score from that mark to that mark. So if you use your top and bottom as you kind of, so this mark here and this mark here, if you use that as you kind of, to make sure that this is straight, and then you're going to score from that other mark, that 1.5 mark, to the 5.5 mark, like that. And we're going to do the same on the other side. That's quite important you get your measurements right, because if you don't, then this is not going to end up being halfway. So like that. So then you've scored. Hopefully you can see that. Don't know if you can actually see that. I can't see it on the camera, but hopefully you can. Don't know if you can see it. I've basically got a score line going down here in between these two marks. So hopefully you can see that. And then I'm going to grab my cutting mat, and we are going to cut from the top of that line we've just done, the top of that score line, to the other side, and from there to there. So literally just on that little half one. Right, so we're going to cut from the top of that line to the other side, and the same on this one. Okay, so then what we're going to do is this 2.5 inch one here and the 7.5 here need to be valleys. So you've got that like that, and then you want this one here to be a mountain, and this is a mountain, and those two are valleys. So this one here is a mountain, like that, and these are mountains. This one here is a mountain, this one here is a mountain. In fact, you can just fold that whole piece. Let's just fold down that whole line. Your 4 and your 6 line, just fold all the way along, and then we'll just pop one of the pieces back in a minute. So that is going to go all the way along like that. Okay, so we've done that. So then, as I said, this is going to be a mountain. That's now going to be a mountain. This is going to be a mountain, and that's going to be a valley. So that is your card base. Okay, so then decorating wise, and I've gone really bare with the decorating, but anyway, you need 2 pieces here. So your mat is going to be 2.25 by 6 3/4, and your patterns are 2 by 6.5. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. So how does it close? It closes like that. So we're going to decorate the front in a minute, and then it pops up. And there's going to be something in the middle here, which means that when you close it down, when the person gets it and opens it up, it will just kind of automatically get itself into place. You won't end up with things popping the wrong way. So that's how it closes. So it will fit in an envelope for a 5 by 7 card. Right, and then on the inside here, you need a piece that is the mat is 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and the pattern is 1.5 by 3.5, and that's going to go in there. If you want to, you can decorate here and here as well. I haven't cut pieces out for that, but you can if you want. Now, before I stick down these top 2 pieces, I'll tell you that in a minute, I want to put a piece of acetate going top to bottom, because then that will strengthen this die cut. So here's my piece of acetate. On the back of this, before I die cut it, I put a line of tape going down the middle, so that then I could stick it easily onto my piece of acetate. So let me just peel the acetate off here, and then we're going to stick it on there like that, and then these can go over the top. If you want to, you can stick it behind. It possibly will look a little bit neater. The only thing is I decided not to do that, because then at the back it won't look neat. So it's really up to you what you want to do. I'm going to stick it behind the pattern layers and we'll see. So then you are going to need 2 pieces of mat that are 1 1.25 by 1 3/4, and 2 pieces of pattern that are 1 inch by 1.5. So they're going to go over there. And if you notice, I made sure that my tape, there's a gap, so when this goes on, you don't see tape underneath the acetate. Okay, so that's something to be mindful of. Right, so there you are. There's your card kind of done. There we go. But there's your front, and then you open it up, and it pops up and opens up like that. And there's your inside. So as I said, you can, if you want to decorate those extra bits, you can. So I hope you all have a fabulous day. Make sure to go and check out, obviously, the Etsy shop, and go and check out in Love Art Shop. Please use my code if you can. My iced images all in one word code. If you go to Coca-Rosa, make sure to use iced20, which is also my code over there. If you can, that would be really help me out. And yeah, thank you all for joining me, everybody. Bye, everyone.